Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now this is a bulk introduction, as they always are for these Lunar Galactic download readings, and I do this so that you can watch the three most important ones: your sun sign, your moon sign and your rising sign. If you don't know the latter two signs, there's a link for a birth chart just down below, so click on that, fill in all your details. Now this particular Lunar Galactic download I have been really looking forward to, because we have the full moon at 15 degrees Sagittarius, and for my calculations I'm assuming the galactic center to be 16 degrees Sagittarius, so a few hours after the full moon, and more importantly after the penumbral lunar eclipse, we have the moon conjuncting the galactic center. So we have the galactic download, as I like to call it, coming through the moon under the energies of the full moon and of the lunar eclipse. So I am expecting that these will be downloads where the moon's energy has been shaped slightly to kick our backsides, really, in a good way. I mean that, you know, just to give us that kick to get to our next level, whatever our next level happens to be, because I mean everyone's on different levels. So this is an oracle card based reading. You can ask a question beforehand if you want, like I say with all my other readings. Whether it gets answered or not, you will have to decide for yourself. I personally think it's more of a weather report reading than a specific question and answer reading, but you might be able to use it that way. Now, this month I did Chinese zodiac as well, so there are links down below for your June 2020 Western zodiac, Chinese zodiac, and all the full moon readings that I just finished yesterday. So I'm recording this on the day of the full moon. The full moon hasn't peaked yet, but I am under those full moon energies, and I'm feeling great. Just before the full moon, I was like Wednesday. I took Wednesday off because I just did not feel like. It's not that I didn't feel like recording. I didn't feel like reading. There was other things. I was drawn more to my studies. But today, up early and raring to go. I mean, I'm not saying I'm recording early, but I was up early. So what I'd like you to do is press the like button if you like the video. Please press subscribe while you're there. But most important of all, comment. Give me feedback. Tell me what you think. Now, these readings are different because I'm using exactly the same cards as last time, except with the introduction of the Starseed Tarot, because for the last 2 days, as I was planning the readings out in my mind, I was convinced that I had used the Starseed Tarot last time, and I went to check today to just check I'd remembered the spread correctly, and no, not a sign of it. But I've spent 2 days convinced of it, so I'm taking that as a symbol that I need to use the Starseed Tarot with today's reading. So we'll see how it goes. So that's enough waffle, I think. Oh, Facebook group link down at the bottom. Obviously I post these videos, I post the astrology videos that I am learning from, you know, Soul Garden TV, Sun Soul TV, sometimes Spiritual Bodybuilder. I don't agree with all of his positions. Maja, Anastasia, Cosmic Astrologer. Now that's one I've got a lot of respect for. Wonder Girl Astrologer, Leo King, Achita Bava. I've run out. There's more. I know there's more, but I can't remember anymore. So let me bring up the cards. And welcome Gemini Rising and Gemini Moon after the timestamp that I forgot to mention in the introduction. So I recently did a reading, Gemini, for Gemini monkeys, because I was doing these Western Chinese zodiac combinations. And if you want to see a Gemini dragon or rat or rooster or what have you, make a comment in the comment section below, and I'll put it on my list because 138 to go. But The Gemini monkey's focus was pretty much taking a stand about something and using that to change the world. Now, have a look at these cards. We have balance, spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces again. Now, that is what Aries got, so I'm starting to detect a theme. Honesty, be honest about what you really, really want. Now that is what Taurus got, so again starting to detect a theme. But the rest, the balance, spirituality and practicality is something that is calling you to work. But I'm feeling with this Eight of Crystals, it's more of a sacred work, to be honest. You know, like it's a sacred work can be a destiny, but a destiny isn't necessarily a sacred work. It's that you are stepping into your role, especially with the North Node in your sign currently, or moving into your sign, depends how you measure it. That you will be called to work for something that is incredibly special and, to a great extent, world-changing. Now, whether this is your world, your family's world, just one person's world, or the entire world, you know, there's... but we have the Angel Poel here with Fortune and Fame, who is... supported, I always feel, on this card by the Galactic Spirit Gremory with Self-Made Person. Now, the Gremory links with this Professional Assistance card and the new Supportive Connections. So it's almost, for me, because Gremory looks similar but not the same as the King Paimon. And so it's almost, there's that feeling of familiarity, that feeling of peers, that feeling of, I want to put positive spin on the word imitation, and I can't think of a positive spin, because even the sense of mimicry does not give it a positive spin. But the positive spin, I suppose, homage, that's the word I'm looking for, that your actions will be paying homage to actions of others, and that you are supported by them, new supportive connections, and that you are coming into your peers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Seven of Wands comes out of this deck, because I can see that as a meeting up with your peers card. But there is some form of loss coming here. We have the loss card, but I don't necessarily feel that bad about it in the over picture of things. It's like that loss is a motivating force. It may feel like it is narrowing your options. I mean, we look at this card and the guy has seen his ship disappear off into the sea because his mooring rope has snapped. So all of a sudden, he can't get away from wherever he is. That's not a bad thing, I feel, that whatever that loss is, it is keeping you more in place, but it's only keeping you more in place because you're in the right place. That's what I'm feeling from that. We also have Voice of Truth with Joan of Arc. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Which again, coupled with that honesty card, is very much saying that your voice has a role to play. And the reason that I'm getting that is I feel that you are bringing honesty to a situation and speaking out about it, because with the Lemuria card, that's not easy to say, The Lemuria card is about creating heaven on earth. It's happening. That's the little tagline. So whatever this sacred work that you are doing with, and it's an age-old work with being the 8, so that even though there's no symbol 8 on this card, I'm really drawn to think of the symbol 8 and how it's constantly spinning. Yeah, my fingers went wrong then. But it's constantly spinning of going to one extreme, back to the centre, going to the other extreme, back to the centre. Am I doing that right? Yeah. So it's almost like you are setting balance to where extremes have been found. Interestingly, the spell card that I drew for you was Love Charm. Attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. Might be interesting. Might be a new love coming along. But with that new supporting connections, I'm really drawn to that whole idea of peers. And peers who are supportive to you, who are professional, but they are supportive, in harmony with you. And those are soulmates. You can have more than one soulmate. A soulmate, I don't put a lot of stock by the whole twin flame nonsense. Can't you tell I'm jaded? I've not experienced it. I've not seen it. I've not seen it in operation elsewhere. So to me, it sounds like a load of delusion. But soulmates are people who have travelled with you for a long, long time and will travel with you again. You know, you may all be part of the same oversoul, and depending on where you place an oversoul in the cosmic hierarchy of things, there's so many different systems out there. But you are going to be, yes, you are bringing clarity to a situation. You are going to have a passion to create that heaven on earth, and your honesty is going to cut through some mental conflict, or cut through some actual conflicts where people are being manipulated and being pitted against one another. This episode, this idea of balancing spirituality and practicality, it is to assuage your worries, your concerns about the world, about your life, about your environment, about your community, whatever it is. Let's see. Yes, and by going on this sacred mission, like I said, and that's why I feel like, you know how I said that there's a slight different distance between your destiny and a sacred mission. A sacred mission is something that has to be achieved. Now, this is a region of free will. So if something has to be achieved, you'd send more than one person to do it, giving me that whole soulmate, new supportive connections, professional assistance vibe. But you can really declare your own empire within this. You are finding clarity, moving forward by looking within. Now, the angel that you got here is the angel of power. The power of divine love protects and enfolds me. And this is achieved by looking within, and then taking whatever you find within and giving it to the world, I suppose. That would be the best way to put it. Giving it to the world with passion. So I've got the devil clarifying that Lemuria. The only thing is, you need to make sure that you keep that clarity, that you are not just speaking truth, that you are listening to truth at the same time and feeling that truth. Because there are people who can speak truth, but you try and reflect truth back at them, they can't handle it. And you're going to have to go into a position of both. You don't just speak the truth of what you observe, you live the truth, you accept that truth. So, Eight of Cups, he's been a popular card this month, Vepar. Guide of the waters, can make storms and rough seas. Now, if you can make swords and rough seas, you can calm swords and rough seas. So, Eight of Cups. It's almost like, I'm not drawn to that whole abandoning a dream. I am drawn maybe to the idea of putting something to one side, so while you go and deal with this, while you go and deal with your sacred mission, whoever you and your allies may be. But that guide of the waters can make storms and rough seas. Now, any of the Goetic spirits, if they can do one thing, they can do the opposite of it. So you can also make the storms and rough seas calm, or, more to the point, you can be guided through those rough seas to make them calm. So, certainly in light of current situations on the planet, and I'm not just referring to America, Hong Kong is another example. Hell, even in the UK, you could take this on an environmental level, or certainly an economic level. You know, that there's so much to be achieved and so many great windows to achieve it. And so having Geminis at the forefront of this are the ones who can dissect things and bring them back together again. They can dissect things to see how things are working, which also means they can dissect things and see how things are not working and still bring them back together so that hopefully this time you work. So I suppose, as much as Virgo can analyse the, I'll use Soul Garden TV's term, Virgos can analyse the shift out of anything. Geminis could maybe be the sort of metaphysical engineers of society. I think that, that might be over-egging the pudding slightly, but there's a lot for you to do here. But you have to realise your own power. But the more that you realise your own power, the more you have the clarity to speak your own truth. And once you get started on this path, it's everything that you want it to be. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. And that wish fulfillment, so maybe this loss, it may be a minor loss that you grieve, but it is maybe a loss that's further more removed from you, or it's something that you wanted to get rid of anyway, and so really it's no loss. You see that ship flying off, floating off into the horizon, and your reaction is bye-bye. That's enough of that. Now let's see if I can get a wagon to get me somewhere. But I do want to urge that whatever it is that you are going to tackle, get that professional advice, because that is a stepping stone to get to the peers that will be your soulmates, your new supportive connections, as the card says. So if that means anything to you, Gemini, comment down below. I don't know what the next readings will be. I've got a whole list. So yeah, enjoy it. And yeah, if you want a Gemini rooster or rabbit or dragon or snake or what have you, comment down below. Let me know. Cheers.